Obviously, you come from a position of faith, and so I think that gives you something of a moral clarity. I was wondering how you balance, the desire to broaden a coalition, maybe work with other groups who aren't faith-based, with the fact that perhaps it muddies the moral message. It makes it more difficult to have appeal to someone on the basis specifically of their faith. How you balance those two things when you're looking at tactics and ways to effectively advocate for your positions.
It's a really interesting question, because when we first started, Jim's part of a lot of coalitions. The Catholic Conference is a lousy coalition partner. We're very hard to deal with. We are not nimble. My church has been called a lot of things that has never been called trendy. I mean, we don't move very fast. But so we work in a lot of secular coalitions. We work in a lot of interfaith coalitions. And we decided from the very beginning that this was going to be different. For example, we wanted conservative Christian groups in this coalition. Some people think that describes me. And that meant that it was going to be Christian and not interfaith, even though we have very strong ties. It was going to be explicitly Christian, and it was not going to have the National Association of Social Workers or a lot of our secular allies. What Jim and I were at a meeting of sort of the traditional human service coalition. I helped start it 25 years ago. A lot of them are my friends, and there were two sort of feelings in the room, at least I felt it. One was a certain, who died and left you in charge? We've been at this a long time, and you went off on your own and sort of captured the high moral ground here. And the second attitude was, thank God you did, because the way we've been going about this isn't working really well. And so what they did, quite surprisingly, they formed their own effort and said, you know what, we're not explicitly Christian, but we support the circle of protection too. And there was an interreligious effort where Jewish and Muslim and other groups said, that's what we want to do. I'm of the view, and this is sometimes an unpopular position, instead of writing a letter with 80 signatures, I think we need 80 letters. One for the Catholics, one from Sojourners, one from instead of one letter that's got everybody listed. And then you try and be clear on what unites you and what divides you, and be respectful about that.